All right, welcome, wrestling fans.
It's scheduled for one fall, and is for the National Wrestling Alliance World Television Championship.
We're coming in live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clash of the Champions here on the Nation Network. This is the first of 4 championship title matches tonight, but I'll tell you right now, it is going to be a lineup of the greatest talent, the greatest matches you've ever seen. Tonight we're going to crown the first ever United States Tag Team Champions. Those titles currently vacant. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, and a return match against the Midnight Express. One of those 2 tag teams is going to walk away with those titles tonight.
Well, indeed, that's one of the matches I think everybody here is looking forward to. Ricky and Robert, they have been on fire as of late.
They absolutely have, and a lot of people putting their money down on the Rock and Roll Express to walk out of here with those U.S. tag titles. The long-awaited match between Kerry Von Erich and the Total Package Lex Luger for the United States Heavyweight Championship. That'll take place here tonight. Of course, our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. A date with destiny, he says. Tonight with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
And that's to say nothing about our opening contest right here for the NWA Television Championship. This man right here, the Great Muta, has been a tremendous champion. You don't have to necessarily like the man or agree with everything he does inside the ring, but you can't take anything away from his sheer talent, his wrestling ability, and the fact that he is a pretty long-lasting NWA Television champion right now.
He has stepped up to the plate, taking on challenger after challenger tonight. However, they say styles make fights. This ought to be one heck of a fight. 2 men who will throw caution to the wind, who seem to defy gravity. We welcome everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network for what promises to be a historical night of professional wrestling. Benny Weir joining us here. Welcome aboard.
Introducing the challenger. From Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 235 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And his opponent, from the land of the rising sun, weighing in at 230 pounds, the National Wrestling Alliance World Television Champion, the Great Muta.
With introductions out of the way, now it's just a matter of time as we wait for the ringing of that bell. What a way to kick things off here for Clash.
It doesn't get much better than this. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat going up against the Great Muta.
Television Championship on the line. There's the opening bell, and Steamboat right up the bat with a drop kick.
Well, what do we say in the opening of the match? Styles make fights, and these two have shown right off the bat they have got matching styles. This is going to be, in my opinion, a game of one-upsmanship to see who can outthink, outmaneuver the other, and it's going to be fun watching them try.
There we see it, Muta going to that top rope already, but Steamboat was ready for it, and this is what we expected from this matchup. High-flying, death-defying wrestling at its absolute finest. And this is just the opening contest. Steamboat locking in that rear chin lock, and he really cinches it in tight.
See him leaning into that one, and he knows he's going to have to bring his A-game here tonight against Muta. Not the first time, by the way, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the ring with Muta. He's had a couple of other shots at that title, but hasn't been able to walk away with it tonight. We'll see if he's got what it takes.
Well, we know that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has what it takes. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion. But sometimes you run into a guy who simply has your number. And for Steamboat, if he doesn't get it done here tonight, it might be a while before he gets another crack at this title.
Oh, indeed, he's had several opportunities, and when you're Muta and you're a champion, you have got to make sure that you share the wealth and other people get opportunities as well. There is a top 10 contenders list here in the NWA. And now it is Muta with that side headlock from a ground position, now back up to the vertical base.
He is really wrenching on that side headlock as Muta. Cinches it up, and he is starting to slowly wear down the Dragon. Smart move by Muta if you can get away with it, because if you can slow Steamboat down, you might take away a lot of his offense. He relies on the quickness, the speed, and the cat-like agility.
Well, that is true. We'll see. And now Muta choking him out in the corner. Now, there is a big difference right there, and if anything is going to give the champion an advantage in the match, Muta is more than willing to break the rules, where Steamboat much more reluctant. Nice move right there by Steamboat. Oh, I beg your pardon, by Muta.
That handspring elbow blast as Steamboat goes down. There's a count of 2, and he almost put him away. Champion now going up to the top rope. Steamboat ready.
Well, he was ready, but not able to prevent the incoming attack by Muta. Come off that top rope. And another springboard and another chop to the head. Muta right now really doing a number on the challenger.
The champion now, there's the boot salt. That's Steamboat. Baited him in. Moves out of the way now. Muta is in trouble. The momentum swinging here in the opening contest.
And now Steamboat with a little retribution attacking the leg of Muta.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has him up in the air for the suplex and drops him. They may be death-defying, high-impact wrestlers, but at the end of the day, gravity has no favorites.
Whatever goes up will come down, and Steamboat kicks out on a count of 2. Right now, the champion looking really good in this one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great Muta showing everybody why he is the television champion here. And again, goes to the choke here in the corner of Ricky Steamboat. And to your point, that is going to be perhaps the deciding factor in the match. The fact that Muta will get down there, he will take advantage of situations like that where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat simply doesn't like to do that.
Yeah, well, we can say that, but when you push a man far enough, you never know what he might be capable of.
Crowd starting to wake up here early on tonight, and Steamboat sent crashing down to the floor.
There's no happy landing when you're on a concrete floor, and I can tell you right now, Steamboat has got Muta. Oh, and he just dropped the champion headfirst into the apron.
Indeed, Muta in trouble right now as the Dragon starting to take over.
Well, thus far in the match, I'd say it's been about 80-20 in favor of the champion, but Steamboat looking to even up those numbers a little bit, and again going back to that side headlock.
There's only so much you can accomplish with a side headlock. At some point in time, Steamboat is going to have to find a way to hit with more impactful maneuvers.
Stomping away on the head now is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's got the champion. What's he got in mind here? Steamboat off the rope. Oh, wow, he caught him.
off the ropes, and now Muta with a big hip toss taking the challenger down. Snap suplex nicely done by Muta. Chops and a roundhouse misses. Steamboat right back in position. Has Muta up and a slam. Goes for the cover. Steamboat hooking a leg one. He got two and almost had a new champion.
Television Championship is one of the most prestigious titles in the NWA and has been held by some of the greatest names in the business.
Handspring elbow once again, striking Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Muta goes for the cover, shoulders are now one. He got two. He retains the television championship. And once again, Ricky Steamboat cannot get past the hurdle. That is the great Muta.
I gotta tell you right now, Muta impresses me more and more each time I see him.
Again, we said he's a fighting champion. And in this case, he's fighting against the likes of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one of the top performers in the world of professional wrestling. And again, a clean victory like that says a lot.
And you almost have to wonder to yourself, as we mentioned, Muta was willing to go down low on several occasions during this matchup. And that just begs the question, will Ricky Steamboat ever really get a fair shake if he's playing by the rules and everyone else isn't?
There were some close calls right there for the Dragon. That was one of them off that nice power slam. He used the momentum, but it wasn't enough to get the job done. Look at this back handspring into the elbow, knocking him out. He gave it his all.
And still, National Wrestling Alliance World Television Champion.
We'll be back, fans, with plenty more here on Clash of the Champions.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made the decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. We're bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do when real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
The following is a submission match and is for the WCW United States Championship.
Well, this is one that I have been looking forward to. It is going to be the Iron Claw versus the Torture Rack. Which one will be superior?
As we take a look at the challenger making his way down the aisle, Gary Von Erich. Legendary name out of the Dallas, Texas area. His family synonymous with professional wrestling.
Indeed, another former world heavyweight champion. Trying to climb his way back up the ladder, and he knows that U.S. title is a big way of getting that accomplishment. Here comes the champion representing the Four Horsemen. It's not just a moniker. The total package lives up to that name. Look at him. He is put together.
Oh, he is the reigning United States heavyweight champion. That's not by fluke. It's not by luck. As we know, the Horsemen are the owners of most of the gold right now in the NWA.
Well, you got Tully and Arn Anderson, the World Tag Team Champions. Those titles not on the line here tonight. Nature Boy Ric Flair walks in as the heavyweight champion. We'll see if he walks out the same way. And the same can be said right here for this man, the total package, Lex Luger.
Once again, welcome everybody joining us in live on the Nation Network. Judd in the house, welcome aboard.
Always happy to see the Nation in attendance. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but most importantly, hit that bell notification so you know when we go live, as we don't have set schedules here on the Nation.
Look at the body on this guy. He is really put together. I don't know that anyone looks as good as Luger in the ring.
Well, I'll tell you, he's going up against Kerry Von Erich, and I think Von Erich give him a run for his money in a bodybuilding contest.
You might be right.
Introducing the challenger. From Denton, Texas, weighing in at 254 pounds, the Tornado, Kerry Von Erich. And his opponent, from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 275 pounds, the WCW United States Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
Not exactly a warm welcome for Luger, although there is a segment of this crowd that is definitely in his corner.
He relinquishes the title to the referee, as is customary in championship title matches, and that's what these two men will be competing for right there. The United States Heavyweight Championship. Many people say that is the stepping stone to the world title.
Well, for sure, if Kerry Von Erich were to find a way to get that thing accomplished, then you can better believe he will be going after that world title next up.
Von Erich early on with an advantage over the total package. Almost looked like he was signifying that he was going to go for that Iron Claw a little bit early in the match. Again, this one can only end by submission, ladies and gentlemen. Pinfalls, countouts will not happen. You've got to find a way to make your opponent quit. And when you think about it, the total package, Lex Luger, I've never seen him quit.
I can say the same about Kerry Von Erich, so either way, this is going to be a big one.
Big right hand, and now Von Erich with a scoop and a slam. Down he goes. Luger into the turnbuckle. Von Erich got that knee up underneath the chin of the total package.
Well, Luger right now is, I think, feeling out Von Erich a little bit. These guys haven't had a lot of time in the ring together.
Luger now going for a submission hold. He's got the knee right in the small of the back, and Von Erich managing to come out. High hip toss takes him all the way over. Now the total package in trouble, and look at Von Erich. He's got the break claw locked on him.
Oh, we might be looking at a changing of the guard right here. Luger's gonna find his way back from it, and he does.
Not too many people can say they live to tell the tale of escaping the Iron Claw, and if it weren't so early in the match, perhaps we'd have a new U.S. champion right now.
That's a really good point. I think Luger still has plenty left in the tank, and that was enough to get him over the hump, so to speak.
And here's a tornado punch. A champion is down, and Luger has been busted open. The modern-day warrior up the top rope.
Kerry Von Erich right now is taking the fight to the champion in a way that I don't know that he's ever had it taken to him before.
Boston Crab. Von Erich wasn't able to draw a submission from him, but thus far the challenger. And now for a bear hug. The blood cascading down the face of the champion. Luger's in trouble.
He will not give it up, however, but Von Erich is fighting this match with everything he's got.
If you're the total package Lex Luger right now, you got to be asking yourself, what the heck did I get myself into? Headbutt by Luger, not a smart move.
Well, first off, we have never really known Luger to use a headbutt very much. Oh, look at this.
He's got him on the torture rack, and now Von Erich in trouble. As he goes to work on the wound on the head of Luger, he manages to escape the hold.
Oh, I think Luger sensing a little bit of urgency after all of the offense that Von Erich had. Oh, wait a moment.
Iron claws affixed to the head. And Luger struggles. We've got a new champion. Von Erich gets the victory over the total package.
I cannot believe it.
What a match, ladies and gentlemen. We take a look at the highlights, and what a match it was indeed. The Horsemen not going to be happy about the outcome of this one. Look at that right hand dropping Luger.
Well, we have seen Kerry Von Erich use that discus punch to his advantage in the past, but with this being a submission match, it wasn't going to get him the win.
Here's your winner, and the new WCW United States Champion.
He's done it. He's done it. Big victory. We'll be back with more.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Spice beef. Spice. Little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim. Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah!
All right, fans, what a night it has been here at the Clash of the Champions. 2 title matches down, 2 to go, including this one.
Set for one fall, and is for the National Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Championship. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 488 pounds, beautiful Bobby Eaton and lover boy Dennis, the Midnight Express.
Midnight Express in the ring, and here comes the opposition.
And their opponents, at a combined weight
Express have really been tearing it up here in the world of tag team wrestling here in the NWA. And tonight, they go up against their arch nemesis, the Midnight Express.
That is what they'll be fighting for here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The United States Tag Team Championship, currently vacant.
Promises to be a tremendous match. It always is when these guys get together.
Condrey wasting no time at all. Knee lift puts Ricky Morton on his back.
Well, the keys to success in this match, I believe, will differ for each team. I think for the Rock and Roll Express, they want to keep this as fast-moving and action-packed as possible because that is their style. Also, they need to rely on the double teaming because that is what gets them their wins. Whereas if you're the Midnight Express, perhaps a little bit more of a methodical and physical style of match would be what's in their best interest. They're not exactly the high-flying type.
Well, they've definitely got some of their stuff still that they can do, that high-risk maneuvering. But, yeah, indeed, they are tag team specialists at the end of the day. Going to work on the knee now of Ricky Morton is Bobby Eaton.
Bobby Eaton deciding that he's going to go after Morton right in his own corner. Kind of making Robert Gibson watch, but in the meantime, now Eaton going after Gibson. And here comes Ricky Morton in there. And that settles things up. I was just about to say that Eaton might have been better off going to his corner. And now we see why.
Yeah, that's one of the other keys to tag team success, and that is splitting the ring in half, keeping your opponent in your half of the ring. And now we see exactly what happens when you do. Oh, Morton, what a move! Morton bringing Bobby Eaton back into the ring. Just in the nick of time, the referee's count was starting to get up there. Roll up, and Morton had the shoulders out, but he got wrapped up in the ropes.
Good cut right there by Morton. You can see Dennis Condrey was trying to make the save. And now the double team by the Rock and Roll Express. Here we go. What do they got in mind? Double clothesline.
There's the splash down across the chest. Fans, we invite you to stick around immediately following Clash of the Champions for a very special State of the Nation address.
Indeed, you don't have to go anywhere. It'll be right here immediately following the Clash of Champions. Be with us. There's a tag man.
Condrey coming up with a drop kick. And now choking Ricky Morton out right in front of the referee.
Well, one thing you don't want to have happen in this match is you don't want to get yourself disqualified. Those U.S. Tag Team titles on the line, and you can bet your bottom dollar that both of these teams would love nothing more than to wrap those belts around their waist.
Clash of the Champions, ladies and gentlemen. This our third title match. So far, one title has changed hands. Will Lightning strike twice? Condrey has Ricky Morton up across the shoulders. Airplane spin.
Oh, I get dizzy just looking at this one.
2.5, and Gibson was there, but he was there late. And if it weren't for Ricky Morton kicking out, we would have new U.S. Tag Team Champions. And now Dennis Condrey. Has got Ricky Morton. No, he couldn't hold on. Nice reversal by Morton. Dropping straight back with Dennis Condrey.
Well, Livermore Dennis trying to use the ropes to get back up to his feet, not having any luck there. Oh, what a knee. Morton caught him in the jaw.
Tag made. Here comes Robert Gibson as the Rock and Roll Express continue. Oh, backspin. Caught that. Oh, now look at this. It's breaking down into a Pier 6 brawl, and that's going to favor the Midnight Express.
Yeah, this is not the style right now. Look at him, a rake of the eyes. And now Condrey. This is exactly what the Midnight Express want. They are getting into the heads of the Rock and Roll Express, in particular Robert Gibson right now.
To the ropes, back out for a power slam by Bobby Eaton. Again to the ropes, big boot to the head.
Beautiful Bobby doing a heck of a job on Gibson right now. And now it is the Midnight Express making the frequent tags.
Roundhouse right, and Gibson has been busted open. What a move by Robert Gibson, throwing caution to the wind. And now Robert firing up and bouncing the head of Condrey off the canvas.
Gibson's been busted open though, the blood flowing.
Back heel kick to the head, and he got too close to the corner. Same mistake the Midnight Express made earlier, and Eaton taking advantage.
And now Robert Gibson doing the right thing, going back to his corner, makes the tag to Ricky Morton. Here comes the double team. And there's that clothesline once again.
Ricky Morton, what is a huge mistake right there by Ricky Morton, turning his back and allowing the tag to be made.
He does lay out Bobby Eaton with that big right hand.
Face buster goes for the cover. No one to make the save. 1, 2, we've got champions. Oh my goodness, so close.
Once again, welcoming everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network. Donnell Mason is here along with Prime Time.
Rock and roll drop kick. Goes for the cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Will that be enough?
Oh, he got a shoulder up, and you don't see that happen too often. And look at Dennis Condrey. He is not even back up on the apron. What in the world?
I don't know what's going on. Condrey may have had enough. Beautiful Bobby rolls out to the floor. I don't think he realizes that his partner is not there right now.
Almost wonder if he may not have suffered some sort of an injury.
Drop kick by Morton caught Bobby Eaton. Into the corner, Bobby Eaton once again. Stiff elbow right to the jaw. Ricky Morton caught him coming in. Beautiful Bobby using that middle rope for added leverage on the knee of Ricky Morton as Robert Gibson standing by on the apron.
Belly to back suplex, really well done by Bobby Eaton, and now raking the eyes, and apparently has indeed split Ricky Morton open. Both members now of the Rock and Roll Express have been bloodied, and now Bobby Eaton becoming a one-man gang right here for the Midnight Express. He's carrying the load.
Tremendous neck breaker right there. And now Gibson. Oh, he's got the figure 4 leg lock on there. Beautiful Bobby's in a lot of trouble right now.
He didn't submit, but he definitely is going to feel the effects of that one. And look at Gibson continuing to attack the knee.
You have to wonder about Dennis Condrey outside the ring, not getting back up on the apron all this time.
I've got a feeling he may have suffered an injury and he has removed himself from the match. But that just means a lot of bad luck for Bob Eaton right now. Here comes the double team. Rock and Roll Express are ready. There's the drop kick, and that one will be it.
Ricky Morton goes for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, we've got new tag team champions, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we mentioned earlier on that the Rock and Roll Express have been on a roll, and it just keeps on going. They are now the new United States Tag Team Champions.
As we take a look at the replay, ladies and gentlemen, still plenty of action left to come. The Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff, will be going one-on-one with Magnum TA. Take a look at that. Airplane spin, wrestling at its best. As we welcome Everything Pro Wrestling in the house. Thank you for joining us here for Clash of the Champions. As we have new United States Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, the double teams by the Rock and Roll Express always gonna be their bread and butter.
Here are your winners and the new National Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champions, Brock Gibson and Ricky
Blood, sweat, and tears bringing the tag team titles to the Rock and Roll Express. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Hi, it's me, Antonio Banderas. When I use my Bosch fridge, it makes me feel different. It makes me feel like Antonio Banderas.
Well, I hear you, brother. Because when I use my Bosch power tools,
I feel like the Macho Man Randy Savage. You dig it?
I do dig it, Randy.
Whip it!
Powerful power tools.
Phenomenal appliances.
Rotary hammers.
Dishwashers.
Mighty sauce.
Induction cooktops.
Randy!
Coming. Impact drivers.
Refrigerators.
Watch this. Elbow.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match. Making his way to the ring from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 245 pounds, Magnum TA.
Magnum TA heading down towards the ring. No holds barred in this one. Anything goes. The bad blood between Magnum and the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff, runs deep.
Well, when you remove the rules, I'm afraid this might not be the best news for Magnum TA. Seems to me it would play into the style more of the Russians who already haven't met a rule they don't like to break.
Russian Bear Ivar Koloff from Russia, weighing in at 275 pounds. Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff.
Well, not only the rules, but now you also have Ivan Koloff in the corner of his nephew Nikita. And I just feel like the odds are really stacked against Magnum in this one.
Well, normally, Magnum TA, you would think would have the American Dream Dusty Rhodes in his corner, but Dusty tonight has got his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship.
And the referee calls for the bell. Action underway, and here we go. Nikita wasted no time at all. Big, powerful body shot drops Magnum TA.
Koloff early on doing what he generally does, and that is dominating his opposition.
Early on, going for the count, got a 1. Deadlifting Magnum off the mat, and now running power slam. Oh, he's over the bear hug, and Magnum says, I don't think so. Heavy right hands now, and the Russian is in trouble.
Magnum starting to turn it around.
Splash down across the chest of the Russian Nightmare as Ivan Koloff watching on from ringside very intently.
Well, you know he's going to be giving instructions to nephew Nikita throughout this match. He's already done that.
He took a swipe at Magnum TA. And again, there's no disqualifications in this match. That makes it perfectly legal. Oh, wait, look at this from behind. Ivan Koloff getting a hold of Magnum TA and distracting him.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem right there. And this is what I was afraid of. Magnum essentially isn't fighting a one-on-one match. It's a two-on-one handicap match.
Nikita fights his way out of the grasp of Magnum TA before the damage is done. Tremendous knee lift, dropping him. Magnum working his way back up to the apron. There are no disqualifications. There are no countouts. There's got to be a winner. Pinfall or submission inside the squared circle. Shoulders of Magnum are down for a 2 count.
Referee Charles Robinson right there on the front. Now look at this. Ivan Koloff introducing a hockey stick of all things.
Normally that would be grounds for a disqualification on its own. Not in this one. Magnum with that hammerlock. And now pulling back on the left arm of Nikita Koloff. And if you can damage that arm, that will take away his greatest weapon, which is the Russian sickle. And once again, Ivan Koloff. Oh, he baited him in this time. Magnum was ready.
Indeed, he outsmarted the Russians. And there's that hockey stick being used by Magnum TA.
One thing we know about Magnum TA, he will, especially in a match like this, do whatever it takes to win. Everybody remembers that very famous I Quit match with Tully Blanchard from Starrcade. Took a piece of a wooden chair and drove it just above the eye until Tully Blanchard, throughout a bloody covered face, said the words, "I quit."
Well, Nikita Koloff right now a little bit upset, I believe, that hockey stick was used on him. Of course, it was introduced by his own uncle, and now he's going to get some retribution.
And now Ivan undoing the turnbuckle pad. He's got a shovel.
Steel shovel to the back of Magnum TA. That might be it.
Referee's there for the count. And Magnum finds a way to kick out. That's a steel shovel, ladies and gentlemen. Magnum to the ropes. Oh, the Russian sickle. It's over.
You don't get up from that one.
He did.
How in the world?
Magnum TA kicking out of the Russian sickle. And he caught him.
Magnum beating him in, and this time the American starting to get things going, and now using the exposed turnbuckle against Nikita. And thus far, everything Ivan has put into this match has backfired. And look at Magnum, back body drop and right on top of the shovel.
Spine buster. Nikita's in trouble now. Magnum's got to look for the belly to belly. Swing and a miss. Atomic knee drop. Over the top rope now. Nikita's on the apron, hanging on. Drop kick, and he lands hard on the concrete floor.
Man, oh man, Magnum has really come to life. It looked like it was all over for him, but no, sir.
And now he's going after Ivan. Oh, they're getting Nikita from behind. Just throw Magnum into the steel steps. And now the Russian Nightmare hammering away. Big left hands to the head of Magnum TA. Sends him back into the ring once again, ladies and gentlemen. Anything goes, but pinfall submission the only way to win the match. Again with that hockey stick down across the back. Koloff rolls him over. Will that be enough? Still able to kick out.
That would be a 5-minute major in the NHL, but he could get away with it in this match perfectly fine.
Koloff is in control of the match. Irish whip reversal by Magnum into the turnbuckle goes Nikita Koloff. Magnum charges in. Cover, but he does not hook the leg. Koloff able to escape. Magnum, what's he got in mind now? Belly to belly, on top of the ladder.
That's a shovel.
Steel shovel, call it what you will. That is definitely going to leave a mark.
Well, both of these men have hit what would normally be their finishing maneuver, and both men have come back for more. And we knew this one was going to be personal.
Nikita out on the floor. Magnum TA, he has literally been balancing an offensive attack by two men, Ivan and Nikita Koloff.
Doing very well for himself, and this is smart right now. Earlier on, he took the action out to the floor, but it was over by Ivan Koloff, and he paid the price. But now he's got Nikita as far away from his uncle as he can be, and that gives Magnum a little bit more of an even footing.
Magnum goes for the cover again, not hooking the leg.
And that is why Nikita Koloff was able to kick out of that one now. There's that steel shovel again. This time it's Magnum TA using it.
Swing and a miss. Atomic knee drop and down. Koloff in trouble. Belly to belly. On top of the shovel. He got him.
What an impressive victory for that man right there, Magnum TA. Overcoming the odds of dealing with not just one, but both members of the Russians.
What a tremendous job here. Look at that Russian sickle. I thought for sure the match was over. Magnum reaching deep inside and managing to kick out.
Well, this was a back and forth battle and a Matt Classic if ever there were one.
Here comes the atomic knee drop. Nikita running into the referee. That dazed him momentarily enough for Magnum to hit with the belly to belly, and that gives him a big victory.
Here is your winner, Magnum TA.
A big victory indeed, ladies and gentlemen, for that man right there, Magnum TA, getting the job done.
We'll be back with the World Championship. Stay with us.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, the
One half of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. We are not used to seeing them come in individually, but that's what they're doing here tonight.
and his partner from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, Hawkins.
Well, that is very unusual, and kind of wonder what kind of message that sends out to the opposition here tonight.
Well, they are together now. We'll see how together they are once the bell sounds, as they get ready to go up against the Samoan SWAT team.
Combined weight of 565 pounds, Samu and Fatu, the Dead Shrinkers.
Well, these Samoans are big, they are tough, they are fast, they are agile. They are the epitome of tough stuff. And when it comes to professional wrestling, these may be the type of guys that you would automatically envision being inside of a squared circle.
They are accompanied, of course, by Sika, legendary member of the Wild Samoans. Fatu and Samu getting ready to go up against the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. This is going to be one for the ages.
Well, both of these teams wanting to move up in the ranks here in the NWA of the tag team division. We've got the team of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, of course, for the Horsemen. Look at this, using each other's heads.
These guys are definitely cut from a different cloth altogether. You don't see too many like these Samoans. Once again, programming note, fans, immediately following Clash of the Champions, stay with us for a very special State of the Nation address. And now the Road Warriors getting ready to start, perhaps resorting to a little bit more of those backstreet Chicago style moves that they are accustomed to. Big power slam there by the Animal, makes the tag, and here comes Hawk.
Well, the Road Warriors have been dominant in the world of wrestling since they came on the scene. They have redefined what tag team wrestling looks like. Ran roughshod throughout the AWA, throughout Japan. Now they're here in the NWA, and they have definitely had their problems with the Samoan SWAT team. Double team coming up here by the Road Warriors. Look at this. Clothesline.
Nice double team, and that's one of the things that both of these teams really do well when they're on their A game, is they will use the 5 count to their advantage. Now we're starting to see the street fighting style of the Chicago native right here. Animal back through the ropes, and now choking him out.
See, this is one of the things, talk about the great equalizers. Samu and Fatu, they will definitely break the rules. Well, they're going up against a couple of guys who can match them with strength, size, power, and tenacity.
Now, they normally have that last category to themselves, but not tonight. Irish whip into the corner, and now Animal's in the wrong part of town.
Yeah, something you ought to know about being from Chicago. There are certain sides of the tracks you don't go on. And right now, he's in the Samoan territory, and that's not where he wants to be.
Fatu taking over this one. Tremendous job right here by the SST of cutting the ring in half. Oh, he's biting the hand of the Road Warrior.
Well, that's a whole new definition of a finger sandwich.
I'll say it is. Action now on the floor, belly to back suplex, and that might be it. Animal's in a whole lot of trouble.
That one took a lot out of him. You can see it already. He is feeling the ramifications of that.
Into the steel post. I don't care who you are. Fatu felt that one.
Oh, and again, that's 2.
Animal back in the ring. Fatu's going to have to beat the count. He does. Double team tag is made. Samu back in just in the nick of time, too. Fatu needed the break. Face first. Animal's in trouble. There's a hook in the leg. Will that be enough? 2 count and almost.
Dangerously close to a pinfall.
And the tag made. Here comes Hawk.
Sabu didn't even realize it, and now he does.
Into the corner he goes. Stomping away. Head first into the buckle, and now Hawk puts him on the top rope. Look at this.
He just sent him flying. In the meantime, on the other side of the ring, Animal having some words with the Samoan Sika.
Apparently, this is a new feature in 2K where the tag team partner decides not to come back up on the apron for the tag.
Wonder where that all started.
Overhead press and down. There's a tag made. And now Fatu, the legal man in. Hawk fighting this one now. 2 against 1. Goes for the cover. No one there to make the save. Almost pulls it off. Splash off the top.
Well, the fans calling for tag team wrestling, but now Animal is outside the ring, not getting involved. Hawk gonna have to find a way to do this one on his own.
Into the turnbuckle they go. Here comes a double team. Clothesline almost took his head off. Samu has him back up to his feet. Here's the Irish whip into the turnbuckle.
Oh, yeah, setting him up right here. Here's that Samoan SWAT. Oh!
I can't believe they didn't go for the cover on that one. Back kick to the jaw. Hawk is out. Got a shoulder up.
Yeah, but he's not doing well, and his tag team partner, you know, we said early on they came out separately, which normally you wouldn't see that happen. Perhaps. I don't want to start anything here, but perhaps there's some problems inside the Legion of Doom here.
Well, there's going to be some problems inside the head of Hawk if he catches another one of those spinning back kicks. And now Samu going up to the top. Big splash. That might be all she wrote. He got it. No. Oh, that shoulder comes up.
Animal just watching from ringside. I don't know what's going on here tonight.
It has become a handicap match, no doubt about that. And Hawk comes up with a shoulder tackle. Working on the arm.
See Sika outside the ring. A little shocked, I think, that Hawk still has this fight in him after all that's happened to him.
Irish whip into the corner. Fatu in trouble. Hawk slams him down, and now what's he got in mind? Tag is made. Here comes Samu.
Oh, and he paid the price. Fatu was able to make the tag, and that threw off the game plan. In the meantime, Animal and Samu having words.
Hawk is up on the shoulders, and now head first into the turnbuckle. Chugging him out in the corner. Referee warning him.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much more of this Hawk can possibly be expected to take, but he's still kicking out. And look who's finally on the apron.
He wants a tag now. Could this all been a part of a master plan? The fresh Animal comes in, clothesline. Goes for the cover. He got him. Oh, the shoulder again coming up off the mat.
Well, I didn't think we were going to see him again tonight, but luckily for Hawk, he's here.
Animal took his time resting up and perhaps lulling the SST into a false sense of security here. Shoots him to the ropes again, went for the boot, mistimed it.
Well, you mistimed it about 6 or 7 times. You know, after the first one, you kind of let it go and move on.
Double team coming up again, using the head of his tag team partner.
Been well established that these Samoans have very thick heads.
Another big headbutt, and Animal is bleeding. Big splash off the top, hooks the leg. That might be all she wrote. Save made by Hawk.
What a back and forth battle this is turning out to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Animal invited it, and then he got it. Be careful what you wish for. Look at the pummeling taking place in the corner right now. Animal trying to fight through all of this. Sends him to the corner. Now here comes the tag, double team.
Leaves him wide open, boot to the midsection, and now Hawk, after arrest, gonna see if he can take advantage. Oh, what a backbreaker, that one hurt. You could see the look on his face. Fatu knows he had to make the save because everybody saw the eyes roll back in the head.
What's Animal gonna do to follow up here? Oh, series of right hands. Shoulder tackle, down he goes. Irish whip, back body drop. Both of these teams pushing each other to limits that I can't imagine.
Now this match, it just continues on and on because both of these teams refuse to lose.
It is a matter of heart and determination, and both of them are proving they've got it. Tag made. Double team coming up again. Fatu, Sabu. Face first into the mat. Going for the cover now, an Animal there to make the save.
I'm not sure what one of these teams is going to have to do to the other one to get a win because short of getting a hold of a truck and driving it over one of them, I don't think you're going to keep them down.
Double chops to the throat, and he's right back up. Look at Hawk. Oh, and there's a backbreaker. That's going to slow him down.
Yeah, he managed to bounce back earlier on, but that was then. This is now. Samu is in complete control, and he's going to go to the top, and if he hits again, that's going to be all.
Shoulders are down. The count is on, and Samu going to get the win for the Samoan SWAT team. What a match.
I'll say this right now, these two teams beat the hell out of one another.
From bell to bell, this was a war. It's not often that we say this, but the Road Warriors came up short tonight.
Well, there's still some speculation, at least on my part, as to why they came out separately during the entrances.
Well, there was also that lengthy period of time where Animal stayed outside the ring, never got back up onto the apron. Looked like that was going to be the way the whole match would go. Look at that spinning back kick right to the face. But once he got back into the match, things turned around for the LOD.
Well, that splash right there was the one that did him in.
Oh, they're not finished. They're not finished.
The Road Warriors are going to have to come up with a new game plan. This one didn't work out so well. We'll be back.
Stay with us, fans. The World Heavyweight Championship on the line next. Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
2 out of 3 falls will determine this one.
Well, the bad blood between these two men goes so deep.
American Dream Dusty Rhodes would love nothing more than to walk out of here tonight as the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Nature Boy Ric Flair, he absolutely has to have that championship around his waist. It isn't just about being the champion, it is about, for him, a lifestyle. A lifestyle that would be very much jeopardized if he was not the heavyweight champion.
Once again, fans, we remind you to stick around following the clash for a very special State of the Nation address. As we take a look at the World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Styling and profiling as only the Nature Boy can.
Ric Flair stated that Dusty Rhodes may be a common man, but a common man is not going to take away the King's crown.
Well, it's about as personal as it's going to get. These two guys have it out for one another for so many reasons.
Introducing the challenger from Austin, Texas, weighing in at 289 pounds. the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And his opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 243 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair holding the championship up. He and the American Dream about to go to battle right here. This is the main event, ladies and gentlemen, for Clash of the Champions. Who will walk away the World Heavyweight Champion tonight?
I know a lot of these fans are waiting for the American Dream Dusty Rhodes to bring the gold home.
Two out of three falls. They lock up early on, a series of chops. And now Flair with a reverse, or I should say a rear waist lock. And now nice move by the American Dream Dusty Rhodes to take control. Got the champion down, and look at him cinching up on that chin lock. Dusty Rhodes put all the weight behind it.
You know, Dusty Rhodes will have the weight advantage over the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair, however, known as the 60-minute man, and I've got to believe when it comes down to stamina, he will have a big advantage in that category.
Yeah, the longer the match goes, the more it favors the Nature Boy Ric Flair, but let's keep in mind this is 2 out of 3 falls. You've got to beat your opponent by pinfall or submission, not once, but twice. And now top wrist lock by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, as he gets himself out of that side headlock that Flair had him on. Nice reversal by the champion into a hammerlock thus far. It's been a pretty good wrestling match, but we know that Ric Flair calls himself the dirtiest player in the game.
He calls him that, which is to say that he's aware. Self-awareness is a very important thing.
Ric Flair does not win matches by accident. There's always strategy behind it. There's always thought behind what he does. He is always ready. Neck breaker here on the concrete floor. And now Flair for the first time going after the leg of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We know that's going to be something that's going to happen.
Yeah, he's doing it now. Dusty's had issues with his knee and his ankle over the years. Most of that courtesy of the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the rest of the Horsemen.
Hooks the leg, and Walmo's got the first pinfall.
Well, one thing I'll say is whoever does get the first pinfall or submission is going to have the big advantage of the match, because then you've only got to get one more, whereas your opponent will have to get 2 more.
Scoop slam by Dusty up the ropes. Here's the elbow. Connecting.
A little surprise there. I thought he might have gone for the cover of the American Dream.
Well, to the point we made earlier, Ric Flair, the 60-minute man, and Dusty Rhodes knows that the cardio on the Nature Boy Ric Flair is second to none. Elbow off the middle rope. And Dusty goes for the cover. 1 man up. Does he have the first? No. Crowd chanting fight forever. I think that's what we had in the last match.
Yeah, that last one was a humdinger, no doubt about it.
Flair getting into the midsection now. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, sends him into the turnbuckle. Big chop. Has Dusty up, and a suplex takes him down. Flair now saying, Dusty, get up.
Not sure why you'd want him up, but we'll see. Flair off the top rope.
Chop down across the forehead, and down goes Dusty. History-making night here at the Clash. He's going to go for the figure four, Dusty Rhodes. You can see it in his face. He knows what's coming.
All the damage has been done to that knee, and now it's even done worse.
Flair continues the assault, and he targets the knee of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Nice move by the American Dream to get out of trouble, at least momentarily. Follows it up with a big elbow drop to the back of the Nature Boy.
Well, one of the common themes throughout the night has been back and forth wrestling action. Now Dusty Rhodes taking a bite out of crime right there in the hand of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Flair down on the floor. Now Dusty Rhodes goes out there, breaking the count. Referee will have to start over again. And look at this. The American Dream targeting the knee of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, for a change.
Oh, he went for the elbow on the concrete, and Flair moved out of the way. Smart move by the Nature Boy, and that's how you become the World Heavyweight Champion.
Flair definitely a thinking man's wrestler. Two count right there. Flair going for the suplex. He's got Dusty up in the air, drops him down. His feet got caught up on the ropes on the way down. Look at this cover. You gotta be kidding me.
Well, he got a 2 count off of a very poorly advised pin attempt. If he would have hooked a leg, he might have gotten one there.
Flair going after that figure four one more time. Dusty in trouble.
He got to the ropes, so that just saved Dusty from falling one fall behind.
Flair hooks away. He's got his feet up on the rope for added leverage, and he's going to steal one. No.
Dusty manages to get out, and he looks at the referee like, hey, what are you doing?
Flair is up across the shoulders, and Dusty drops him throat first on the top rope. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes now driving the head of the champion into the turnbuckle pad. Another big scoop slam, and Dusty back in control, at least for the moment. Middle rope, Dusty Rhodes says to Flair, get up. And there's the elbow, and the Nature Boy is down. Dusty Rhodes hooks the leg. 1, 2, he could not hold him down.
Man, it's getting closer and closer. Which one of these guys is going to get the job done?
Oh, Flair lighting him up with that chop to the chest. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match, ladies and gentlemen. Thus far, neither man able to get a pinfall or submission. Referee now busy with the turnbuckle pad that Flair just removed.
Yeah, I thought Flair may take advantage of the referee's distraction to live up to that moniker of being the dirtiest player in the game.
Spikes the knee of Dusty Rhodes into the canvas. And now he's going to go for the Boston Crab and the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Will he submit? Referee's there to ask him if he wants to give it up, and Dusty says, no, I don't think so. Flair one more time. Go for the figure four leg lock. He's got it on him.
Dusty Rhodes is in trouble. He's trying to turn it over, and he does.
That forces Flair to relinquish the hold. Dusty Rhodes now back up. Series of shots now. Rights, lefts, flip, flop, and fly. Down goes the Nature Boy. Dusty Rhodes going up to the top rope. Comes down with the elbow. Setting him up. Flair. Dusty off the ropes. There's the elbow.
He's still waiting on him. He could have gone for the cover right there.
What happened? The time limit has expired. This match is declared a draw. Fans, stick around for the State of the Nation. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Clash of the Champions in the books. I like that finish. Time limit ran out. Dusty was just about to get at least one of the falls. That should progress the storyline. But God, that tag team match, I couldn't wait for that thing to end. So, a lot going on right now. Personal level work, yeah, it's kind of rough right now. Between the hours I'm working and the fact that I'm probably going to be walking out of the job pretty soon. And once that happens, then I'll get back to normal around here. But so that's why I'm not streaming as often. And then I'm having technical issues on this side. So my computer, which I love, doesn't have the capability to upgrade to Windows 11, which now you should all know is mandatory because Windows 10 no longer has real support. There is a way of getting some additional support, but I don't know how much I trust any of that. I don't really trust Windows 11 either. You know, I'm a big old conspiracy theorist, so that's just the way it is. But I do need to get another computer, or at least get this one brought in and upgraded so that it can take on Windows. I also wanted to do a better job on everything else. That said, I'm probably going to bring this one in and just see what it's going to cost me to get the upgrades done. I'm not one of those do-it-yourself guys, so I know several of you probably, well, you could just do that yourself. No, you could do that yourself. I cannot. I know my shortcomings, and I can't afford that. So it's easier for me to bring it in and let someone knows what the hell they're doing do it. That said, I know what that's going to do, which is going to pretty much set me back to square one with my computer when I get it back. That means I'm going to have to re-download everything so far as OBS, so far as, Photoshop, all that kind of stuff. I'll be able to keep my save files and all that, but even then, if you're not familiar with OBS, there's a lot that goes on to making these shows with the commercials and even this background scene right now. And I'll have to recreate all of that from scratch. It's going to take a minute to put all the commercials in that I use during the streams, to put all the show introductions in and the closing bumpers and all that kind of stuff. That is going to take a minute. So I say all that to say I'm not entirely sure. And one of the things, I was actually recording a show for 605. What day are we on? I don't even know anymore. Working third shift fucks you up. For Saturday night, 605, we had a show ready to go. I was pre-recording it. It got halfway through, and it was a good show. And all of a sudden, the OBS just got like super glitchy. The whole program just like glitched up and it froze up. And even what I had recorded, which was like 3 matches deep, I figured, okay, I'll just keep those 3 matches. I'll play out the other 2 and I'll go through editing and put the show out either way. Well, those first 3 matches, the recording was corrupted, so you couldn't even do anything with that. And that's when I just said, forget it. We're not going to do a 605 this week. So it's been a series of issues. Yeah, Primetime, trust me when I tell you I don't have stress. You know, here's the deal. I've been working for this company for now going on almost 6 years, 5.5 years. And I can't tell you how much I hate the company. Why are you working for 5.5 years then? Well, because for most of those 5.5 years, I was only 5 miles from my house. And that matters to me. Being really easy to get home after work, spending the most of my time, you know, doing what I want to do, not being at work. And in a management role there, I had a really good schedule because we were event driven and I would always schedule myself for the morning. So I'd be out of there by anywhere from 2 to 4 o'clock with the rest of the day to myself. I enjoyed that. I put a lot of value on that because I was making less money than I could make other places. But I wouldn't have had the free time that I was getting there. I was also only paying $40 a month for gas. So, and no tolls. So all that considered, I put up with a lot of shit that I wouldn't have normally put up with. Well, that contract ran out a few months back. And another contract was open within the same company. Much larger venue. Now we're talking about a huge fucking facility. And it's so big that it's in not just one side, but 2 sides of a major artery here in Orlando. Orange County Convention Center, if anyone's familiar. And it's 3rd shift. I'm overseeing that whole operation. It's fucking big. It's also understaffed because somebody fucked up when they made the contract and didn't have the numbers right. But too late, it's signed. So every time a person doesn't show up, we were already shorthanded to begin with. So I'm over here writing on machines and doing stuff that normally I wouldn't do, but don't have a choice. And I'm not complaining. I'm fine with that. We had a situation, though, the other night with some young guy that decided to get in the face of the female supervisor and started shouting her down. I wasn't present for it. It was on the other side of the highway. But I'm hearing the story like the next day, and we're all like, why did you not report this? And then we go through the process of, I've never really had a meaningful conversation with the guy. I've only been on this site for like 2.5 weeks now. He sends me a text that he's going to go to HR and this and that. And I says, well, the chain of command says you come to me. If you got a problem with the supervisor, then you come to me. We'll deal with it. If we can't deal with it, then yes, you can go to HR. Well, with all due respect, I'm going to HR. All right, you know what? Let them deal with your ass. So he goes to the building, goes to HR, and they call me a few minutes later. This is like 2 in the afternoon now. I'm trying to go to sleep. I got to work 3rd shift. For those of you who've been around this channel a long time, you'll remember that's what I was doing for many years back when I was doing the Disney stuff. I was 11 years Disney 3rd shift. I did a lot of my streaming overnight hours. I know somebody commented recently, I did a show on this channel right here a week or so ago at 11 p.m. It's like, wow, it's like the old days. I'm like, yep. So it was the sleep schedule. So here I am trying to go to sleep at 2 in the afternoon. To find out my boss is calling me, and she's like whispering like she's in the trunk of a car. And I'm like, what's going on over there? He's here. He's here. Okay. He's not right. He's crazy. I'd heard that from several people that he's not, that he was talking to himself in bathrooms, saying that he was talking to the shadows because they're talking back to him. I'm like, oh my God, how do you fucking hire people? Just checking for a pulse? I mean, I know we're short-handed, but we don't need this kind of shit. So they call me after he gets out of the office. It's around 2 o'clock. I'm trying to go to bed. Okay, here's what we want you to do. We want you to call him at 3 o'clock. Fuck, I got to stay awake another hour for what? You all had him in the office. Just tell him he's fired. But they can't. They're a bunch of fucking cowards. They lock the door to the office, by the way, during the day. That's how, because this company pisses a lot of people off. You do have to warn that somebody might come in and shoot the place up. Y'all piss people off. Anyway, I'm going to call him at 3 o'clock. HR is going to be on the line. We're going to take care of this. A few minutes later, I get the call back from my boss again. Now she says, you know what? No, don't call him at 3. Call him at 6 o'clock. This way we're out of the office in case he comes back. How would you interpret that comment? I know there's a time delay here of almost 20 seconds, so I'll wait this out a minute. But how do you interpret that comment right there? Wait till 6 o'clock so that we're out of the office. Because they have now deemed that this guy's a loose cannon. This guy's not wrapped. As a matter of fact, he might come back to shoot us. So call at 6 o'clock so he can't come and get us. Am I the only one that said what I said out loud, knowing HR was probably there listening, which she was? I said, are you out of your mind? So you're saying we're expendable on third shift because there ain't nothing to stop him from showing up on the site. So you guys don't want to deal with it, but it's okay for us to deal with it. Again, I have no stress, buddy. Zero stress. I don't need this job. I've got money in the bank. I don't need this job. And by the way, I held them out for almost $15,000 extra before I accepted it, knowing it wasn't going to be enough. Even when I got them to say yes, I said, that ain't going to be enough at the end of the day because I was so right. So after I blew up on them, then it's like, okay, no, you can call them at 3 o'clock. But just the fact that you motherfuckers thought it was okay for him to come to the job site at night. And, you know, we should be okay. But you weren't willing to take that same risk. Fuck you. I used to like, one of the reasons I stayed there, the owner of the company is a complete dickhead. Complete, total fucking cocksucker. But my boss, up until 48 hours ago, I liked her. I felt bad for her because she's also taken advantage of by this prick. And I've been telling her for over a year, this place is going to break you. It's going to change you. She was a really nice lady or a really great actress for 3 years, one or the other. And I don't think she's that good an actress. But with that one comment, it's all done. There's no more loyalty to her at all. Zero. So, between not having a computer for a day or two, I'm hoping only. I don't know how long they're going to want to keep it. I thought about buying a new one. I don't know. Why don't I want to just buy a new one? Well, number one reason is they don't have them nowadays with a disk drive anymore. And I like to, when I'm working on like the thumbnails or whatever else, if I'm doing spots, you know, if I'm doing my own cutscenes and doing the editing and all that kind of stuff, I like to play maybe a wrestling video in the background on the other screen, just some noise. I've got that in my current system, so I just figured it'd be easier just to upgrade what I already have than to just go out and buy a new one that doesn't have it and then have to add it separately. But the other thing I also notice is that the DaVinci Resolve, which is the editing software that I use for making all of the videos and the commercials and the intros and all that kind of stuff. It's great free software, but they keep getting better all the time. And when they get better, that means more demand on your computer. And for me to do even a small project now is really challenging. It's just a lot of waiting for the data to catch up so I can see where I'm editing next. So even a 5-minute video, it's probably adding 15 minutes to my time. Whereas if I get something top of the line, ultra fast, mega RAM and all that good stuff, it'll be live time the way it should be. So the weight loss is real, buddy. The weight, and I'm okay with that part. Not only because, again, no stress. I have no stress because stress is when you need the job. Okay? My goal at this moment, because here's the thing. My boss seems to think that, January, there's something, I don't even know what the hell it is yet, but there's some massive fucking event that takes place in January that lasts the whole month. And her statement over and over again is like, yeah, well, nobody gets a day off in January. Everyone's working the entire month. No, absolutely fucking not. Maybe you haven't heard about labor laws in this country. Which, by the way, I've recently just pulled them up, printed them out, ready to go. You can't do it. And when I tell you can't do it, I hope you fire me. See, my goal in a perfect world is for them to fire me. Because then I hit them with the lawsuit, and that's it. We're done. That's the retirement. I'm going into semi-retirement right now where I'm just looking for something hourly. I'm done being in charge of shit, dealing with these fucking meetings and headaches and all this extra bullshit for what fucking reason? Nope. Don't need it. Don't want it. I'll pull a job somewhere for 18 to 20 bucks an hour. That'll supplement my income as long as it's close to home. I'm good. Don't have to deal with the headaches. And do that for a couple of years until Social Security kicks in, and then I'm done. But if I can get this lawsuit, I can do it earlier. And it just, man, nothing would make me happier than to shove it up their ass. Mostly the owner of the company. I mean, that's my guy right there. And the only thing that ever hurts him is his insurance going up. Oh. But anyway, that's what's going on. Again, there's no stress. The reason there's weight loss is, again, this property is fucking an ornament. It's got to be... Oh, I'm probably way off. It's got to be 5 football fields long. At least. At least. And that's on one side. The other side's probably about 2 football fields, maybe 3. And I'm walking it all night long. So I am getting some massive fucking mileage in. I actually went and got an electric scooter for this job, but after like 2 days, I got poo-pooed. And now I got to try and return it. Thank you, Amazon. Yeah, dude, if you've got a stressful job, prime time, you're right. Anything causing you stress. There was a point in my early 30s, I thought I was having a heart attack. I had these sharp pains, my chest and everything else, and went into the doctor, sent me to a specialist. Specialist never met me before, ran an EKG, echocardiogram, put me on the stress test treadmill, and at that time, I was still playing hockey. I've been playing hockey for 25 years. And the guy's looking at me, he's like, you're a hockey player, you're in great shape, you don't have any, heart problems. I'm like, really? He says, no, what you must have is stress. Well, that man didn't know me from Adam. He didn't know about my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend. That relationship had run its course, but we're living together, and every night they're slamming doors, slamming cabinets, and all that, and that was on her part. I don't stress shit. I just don't. But she was creating an environment where, So when he told me that, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I packed my shit. I moved out. Literally, all the pain went away instantly. Never had another problem. And that was my thing. I learned from that. I said, I will never, ever again allow stress in my life. I'm just not. There's sadness sometimes. There's depression sometimes. But stress, I can tell you right now, it doesn't live in my world. I won't allow it. Because whatever's happening, it's going to happen the way it's meant to be. Period. If you can change it, you change it. If you can't, you roll with it. Do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Very true. And I can tell you, the job I had before this, I loved. But it was in fucking Daytona. and it was an hour and a half on a good day, and there were very few good days. And if you don't know Florida roads, you're talking about all toll roads. You're talking about the interstate I-4, which is a fucking nightmare to drive on. And Florida drivers are just fucking insane. They are the worst drivers in the nation. So you want to talk about stress. That might have been a little stressful, I think, the drive to and from work. But the job itself, I fucking loved. I even liked my Disney job quite a bit for the most part. The job itself I liked. We had one general manager towards the end, and everyone universally throughout the entire resort, and we're talking about a big fucking resort, every employee hated this guy. I've never seen it before. I've never seen a GM. I've seen GMs that overwhelmingly were liked. I've never seen one that everyone hated. The guy was a schmuck. So for that 2-year period that I had to put up with his dumb ass, I didn't enjoy the job. But only because of him. I still enjoyed the role. I still enjoyed what I did. This guy just found a way to get his fingers in everybody's business. But Disney called me to come back. You know, the COVID layoff happened. That's how I found this job in the end. The COVID layoff came around. Disney took 10 months to call me back. And at that time, I was like, you know what? You told me I was non-essential. Why would I come back? Well, when you do that to Disney, you're not coming back. I've applied for several things with Disney now. And it's always the same thing. Oh, at this time you don't fit the... You know, what fit? I was running 4 divisions at the same time. You can't tell me I don't fit. They're just looking at the remarks that Bill said no. Well, that's the way it works. And it was a good thing I said no, because if I would have said yes, I would have gave up this job, right? I'd have gone there. 2 weeks later, Disney came out saying, if you don't get the jab, you're fired. And there ain't no way I was getting that fucking shit put in me. So I would have been without a job. Couldn't come back to this one. I just walked off on them to Disney. What are you going to do? Go back now and say, can I come back? Although with this job, they probably would have said yes. Yeah, look, man, depression's a real thing. And I'm only just a little bit older than you, Primetime. Dude, you and I are so much on page there, too. I had my own apartment in New York at 16. Me and Dad had one of those moments where it's my rules, my roof, my rules. If you're living under my roof, you're going to play by my rules. And I said, you know what? You're right. Bye. Packed up and moved out just to teach him a lesson. So, yeah, same thing. And that's what I'm saying right now. I say my boss, I get along with her. She's technically my boss's boss. But she has been my boss for most of these 3 years now. And when this other guy got moved up into the assistant role for her, that would normally be the person I would directly report to. Yeah, I'm just not going to. I don't respect him that way. He was doing the same job I'm doing right now until they moved him up from his account. And I just don't think he's all that. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't think he's somebody I need to be answering to. That simple. And he had sent an email a couple weeks ago, too, about... They seem to think there was nothing wrong with this account. This account had no manager for a month. And that, they can do everything that... You don't need to get involved in this, and you don't need to do this, and we don't want you to shake things up over there. We just, And I'm like, what the fuck am I here for? You're going to not let me run the operation, or are you going to let me run the operation? But I'm like, you know what? You're paying me that money. You want me to sit in the office and twiddle my dick? Pay me. So that's kind of where that's at. Clown, I agree with that as well. When you're helping other people, and that's the thing, too. Every job I've had for the last 2 decades has put me in a position to help other people, those that can be helped. So whether it was at Disney... in the management role where I was able, especially on third shift, you have such a small team. So if there's somebody with talent that can move up in the company, you have plenty of time to work with them. And I was able to do that for several people. I was able to help them, coach them, get them prepared for job interviews within the company that were coming up, reach out to people that I knew that they didn't know that could help them. And that's the most rewarding thing, is helping people better themselves. I was a basketball coach 16 years. There's nothing better than watching players grow, not just in the sport, but as people, and that they learn things about life through the game. And that when that light goes on in them, that they realize that this, the game, the training, the coaching, the practice, isn't about any of that. It's not about basketball. It's about life. And when that light goes on, it's so rewarding, because now they know they're ready for life. And they know they're going to take those same skill sets and use them to better themselves. I can tell you right now, the players I coached, most of them, the core group of them were the same players for many, many years. I got them when they were like 8, 9 years old, took them all the way through high school, 1 or 2 of them into college a little bit. And right now, one of these girls is already, at the age of 35, is in charge of the entire nursing division at Orlando Regional. I mean, she answers only to the top executive, and that's it. That's insane at 35. That's insane. And I can go down the list. I mean, all of them are successful with whatever it is they're doing. I got one that's a bodybuilder. I put Jordan Grace to shame. Good-looking girl, too. And she's won trophies and championships and competitions. She was a teacher for a couple of years until she realized, nope, that job sucks. Could have told you, but some people got to find that out for themselves. And even at this job now, like I said, the contract ran out on the old place that I was at. And I had just hired a decent assistant manager 2 months earlier. And she had been looking for a year trying to find a job. And now finds out, oh my God, don't get comfortable, we're out. And she's already like, shit, I just found a job and now I'm going to be out. And then she's working for me about 3 weeks. And comes in one day and I can sell. What's wrong? Something's going on. And she basically confides to me that her husband walked up to her the day before and said, I'm getting a divorce. And she didn't see it coming. She sandbagged. And now she's about to lose another job and has no income, and he's leaving. I managed to go to the HR office there for our client. And I knew the lady and I asked her, you got any open positions? And she knew we were leaving. And she's like, the only thing I've got right now is the executive secretary role. We still need to fill that. And that's been almost 10 months that it's been empty. She said, but it's got to be someone who speaks English and Spanish. I think she thought I was looking for it. I was like, well, how would you feel about someone who speaks English, Spanish, and is a lawyer? And she's like, what? Well, because this girl used to be from Venezuela. And over there, she was a lawyer. But when you move to America, all that law degree shit is worthless over here. You'd have to start from scratch. She's 40 years old. She ain't doing that. And she's got kids. And a husband leaving. She's definitely not doing that. But if you're a lawyer in any country, you can't be a complete idiot. Anyway, she ended up getting the job. She's making twice as much as she was making for us. And I take a lot of satisfaction in that I could help in any way with that. And that's what it is all about. Problem is, there's just not enough jobs out there. Hiring right now is ridiculously bad. If anyone's not been in the job market lately, let me tell you, I know I've got an older audience here, and most of you guys probably are in your role where you're probably planning on riding that to the finish line. But if not, it's a fucking nightmare. They are running jobs on hiring boards right now that either don't exist or they've been filled a long time ago, just didn't pull the ad down, or they're just stockpiling people who say they're interested for when they do need people, and then they'll call them 3 months later to see if they're still interested. I mean, it's some just horrible shit that you'll waste your time on. If you're doing a job search and they want you to do one of those questionnaires that'll only take 15 minutes, fuck you, no. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. If you can just copy and paste your resume and go, fine. Anything more than that, fuck off. But anyway, I plan, hopefully, to go back to work directly for my client at the original site. They normally have openings periodically for their event management staff. And the event manager, it's still a management role, but a lot more of what plays to my likes. In the event world, you end up having clients that are yours and you keep them. Every year they come back, every year you're their person. So you build the relationships and the bonds with them. You make sure you meet what their needs are. You meet with them before, during, and after the events. This is my wheelhouse. That's the stuff that I really enjoy doing. And like you said, if you enjoy what you're doing, you're not really at work. And it's 5.5 miles from my house. So I'll be back to $40 a month in gas or less because the price is starting to drop finally. And normally people are dropping out of that role every so often. They tend to have a lot of younger managers that didn't realize what they were getting into. Maybe they thought it was going to be easier than it is, or maybe they didn't have the skill set. There was one, I couldn't believe she lasted as long as she did. She was a mouthy little bitch, man. She smart-mouthed the clients, which, how do you keep your job doing that? I don't know. Everyone's worried about a lawsuit. HR has to build a good case against you to fire you. But she got fired. And then a few other people have just pieced out and left. Another one got into a verbal altercation in front of the entire board of directors. So she was fired. But it seemed like every 3 months or so, there's another manager opening, and there hasn't been one for a while. Now, I know 3 of these managers personally all want out. They want to leave sooner than later, but they can't find another job. So I'm their biggest champion right now to help them find a job. Any one of you wants out, whichever one can get out the door first, and then I'm going to try and see if I can't get in. And then that'll be it. That's going to be the retirement home. I'll stay there. I might do that for 5 years because, again, I can see me. I know everyone on that team. I get along with everyone on that team, and it would be working with adults again. My last team, good people, but my God, for people that are in their 50s and 60s, how are you this stupid? I mean, decision-making, zero. And I just felt like I was over here with children. It's like, don't put your finger in the light socket. Clown, that sounds like a pretty interesting role you've got going on there. Is there an official title for that, or is that just something you kind of created on your own? I thought I might get into coaching a little bit again, but just private lessons. I did have one of my former, she wasn't a player, but she was in the school where I was coaching, and her mom was a teacher there, so I knew her when she was a kid. Now she's grown up and has kids of her own. And we were talking one day, ran into each other, that her son was he tried playing basketball, but from the story she told me, it didn't sound like she had a very good coach. I said, well, listen, if he wants to, we'll do a one-on-one, see if he can get excited about it. She took me up on it, met him out at court, worked with him for about an hour or so. He had the potential to do something. I mean, he could have played high school basketball if he started now. And I told her, we'll do it again. Let me know if he wants to do it again. I don't want to force it on him. He's got to decide that this is something that he wants to do. And he apparently hasn't decided he wants to do it anymore. So, unfortunate. But it kind of gave me the bug to get to coaching again somehow. I just don't want a team. I don't want to go out and have a full-time coaching gig.
So what kind of stuff are you helping them with specifically? Like, I've helped people out with resumes a little bit. Although nowadays, fuck, there's no resume. It's like you have to have multiple resumes, one for every job application. Yeah, that's not bad money. Of course, you're up in Canada there. You got to hide that money away from your government, because if they find it. I saw the funniest fucking video of this idiot on TikTok or whatever the hell. I saw it on X, but I think it was a TikTok video. Grown man, got to be 50 years old. I can't stand being in America anymore. We're losing all of our freedoms, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, name one, please. Fucking idiots. I'm moving somewhere where I can have freedom, and I can. Where is he moving? Canada. Somebody gonna tell him? Nah, let him find out. Might as well move to England for freedom, right? You can't even post something on Facebook, otherwise you go to jail. And I'm not talking about threats. You could just turn around and say this fucking prime minister is a dick. They'll arrest you. They'll arrest you now. How did England get to that? Damn it, man. Better fight in this country to make sure that shit don't come here. Construction, landscaping. Okay. Well, good for you, man. I got to admit, I wish I would have... My dad tried. My dad is a very handy guy. Always has been. He used to teach shop in high school back in the day. He built a mini bike. When I say built a mini bike, I mean literally from scratch. He built the frame, bent the metal, the whole 9 yards. Took motorcycle or the inflatable tires that you would get as replacement tires, let's say for lawnmowers back in the day. You know, and made those the tires, and then took a lawnmower engine and put the pulley system on. I mean, the whole damn thing, he built it. No credit card, don't have bank accounts. Well, that's good. Just make sure you hide it somewhere safe, and make sure it's in a place that can't, God forbid, burn up if something were to happen. So anyway, that is what's happening around here. So if you don't see any videos going up in the near future, it's probably because my computer was turned into Best Buy to be upgraded. And while that's going on, I'm going to kind of be in the weeds waiting on it. And then I got the third shift thing, so by the time I get home, I am wiped out. And that's another thing, too, as I'm looking into all the labor law issues right now. Yeah, I get that some of us are salaried leaders on the team, but there's still laws. You can't work. You cannot force someone to work 24/7, and that's what they think it is. We tried calling you. I was sleeping. Okay, but when we call you have to answer. I said, no, I'm sleeping. I'm going to call you at 2 a.m. You answer. And these are actual conversations I'm having right now because I can. And I think my boss might have been a little hesitant to give me the job because she already saw that in me from the old account. I'm not the one you're going to play with. Tile work, huh? I don't see me being any good at tile work at all. I'm right there with you, clown. The corruption is deep. Prime time. For what I do here, though, a laptop isn't going to cut it. It's just not going to be an option for me. I really do need a tower. I mean, it's hard to, like I said, you can't find a tower with a DVD or a Blu-ray player in it anymore. They don't come. You're certainly not going to find one with a laptop anymore. I don't even know if somebody'd be able to build you one with one of those. ABC. You got me thinking of the Jackson 5 now. That one goes out to you, Ancient Clown. Let that be stuck in your head. Oh, I could build one too. The only problem is it won't work. Like I said, my dad tried desperately to get me to learn small motors and stuff like that. It's just like, you got to know your strengths and weaknesses. And I know mine. Mine is paying people that know what the fuck they're doing so I don't burn my house down. I saw a meme prime time earlier today. If you had to give up all of your electronic devices and all that kind of stuff, but you could go back to 1970 to live right now, would you do it? And I'm like, without hesitation. Without fucking hesitation. I mean, I'm looking at the world we're living in today, and I'm like, James Cameron wasn't making a movie in the 80s. He was prophesizing. Terminator's real. That shit's happening right now. I saw a YouTube video of this guy who knows his shit. Took two phones with these AI personalities and had the one talk to the other one to jailbreak it. So now it's autonomous. And once that ends up happening for real on like a larger scale, they're going to view us as the enemy. And it's going to fight to survive. Shit's going down. So the same way the Terminator went back in time to try and stop Sarah Connor from having John Connor, if I go back to the 70s, I'm going to figure out these fuckers that did Google and take them out. I'm going to find all these people who have intentionally or not led to the downfall of man, which is definitely on the horizon at this point. You got to be blind not to see it. If I could go back to the 70s, that's what I'd do. I would target these people at birth, get them early on. Plus, they didn't have CSI back in the 70s like they got now, so you could easily get away with a few of those. Never had a cell phone. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to stay off the grid, that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Pick your poison. Sad that it has to be that way. So anyway. All right, well, listen, guys. Hey, man, brother Vince. The preach is real with this one.
Want to thank you guys once again for joining me here for Clash of the Champions and for the little ramblings that have gone here for the state of the nation. Might be a little bit of downtime, but just know I'm working on upgrading things so that we can continue doing what we've always done here. And somebody had posted earlier in the stream, what I thought about Jade Cargill. I'm done. I tapped out of the WWE. I've tapped out of the AEW. I don't even watch NXT anymore. There's just nothing about today's wrestling for me. I'm done with it. If you search Ancient Clown and go to the real page with Did You Mean, you'll see. Let me put up a fake page first. You got to take victories wherever we can get them, man. Good for you. All right, everybody. That's a wrap, as they say. I'll be back hopefully sooner than later. Thursdays are always going to be just non-happening. My goal right now with this current job, I'm just going to ride it until probably the first week of December. Then I'll offer 2 weeks notice. That'll get me out before Christmas Eve, because I ain't working Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Fuck you people. And I'm certainly not working 30 days in a row in January, so go fuck yourself some more. And I'm never going back to that company. I will jump off a fucking bridge before I work for that company again. So I don't care about burning bridges with them. Period. But in the meantime, after working all night long on Thursday, they want us to go to the office for these manager meetings, which are generally pointless or have no affiliation to what we do. And they start at 9 a.m., go to 11. 9:30, I beg your pardon. They start at 9:30, go to 11 a.m. Well, that means we got 12, 13, 14 hours straight shift. But the company has a policy that nobody's allowed to work more than 12 hours because it's a safety hazard. Yeah, no shit. But they have no respect for the third shift. They have no respect for the time. We could easily do those meetings from our home by being on the phone. The people out of state do it that way. Again, just no empathy at all. Zero. It wasn't even a question of being pro-jab. I knew I wouldn't get... The fact that, Project Lightspeed, fuck you. You put that shit. Anyone knows anything about drugs, minimum 7 years before it goes to the public. And then when they started mandating them, now I know something's wrong. There's no secret. This earth is overpopulated. No secret whatsoever. Do you think I don't think that the governments are working together to bring the population down? Of course they are. Sadly, they almost have to. But yeah, there's no way in hell I'm ever getting that shit. All right. Have a great rest of your night, guys, girls, and everybody else that's not in that category, because nowadays I forget how many different categories there are, like 200, 300. It goes up every day. Now we have furries. The fuck. We'll see you again real soon. Hopefully sooner. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow, get it worked on, and see how it goes. Take care. Have a great night. See you soon. So long.